Hi, good morning. Welcome to the channel, to Rajabhat Research. This is Jeng-Chyang. Today's topic is going to be all about Thailand because the uh, Thai movie star was had an accident and unfortunately passed away at a Chopra River in Thailand. So today's topic will be all about Thailand. Okay, since we have a very busy day today, the broadcast it broadcasted earlier, an hour earlier, is supposed to broadcast at 10 o'clock. But since we have a very busy day today at the spa, we maybe cut it short or something at the end. And we have to prepare for the clients. Just a moment. Excuse me. It's a bright day with the sunshine, and it's 48 degrees on Saturday. Saturday at 8:54 a.m. Um, Joining the other YouTubers in Thailand today, they have found the body of the actress. They are putting together the investigation now. That's why we don't talk about the Russian war That's the two important events around the world that, that as a YouTuber, Thailand YouTuber, for a long time, like 20 years, that the story I'm just doing remotely because I'm not in Thailand, and most of the news will get from Thailand. So we got a few minutes before the first clientele. That's why I'm drinking my breakfast. To put the plug in for Boathouse Farms. After their script is after more than 100 years of working the land, one lesson to rise to the top. The best beverage comes from the best ingredient. Crispy veggies, ripe fruit, delicious dairy, all blended together to make great tasting juices, smoothies, and protein shakes. Goodness, goodness in, goodness out. Visit www.boathouse.com. This peach parfait breakfast smoothie is very good.
Welcome back to NHK Newsline. I'm Kaliko Southfield. We start with the latest on the Russian invasion of Ukraine. The country's president
Ukraine is the number one topic in the NHK.
moving ahead with a full-scale operation against the capital, Kiev. Zelensky released a video of himself outside the presidential office early on Saturday.
I'm here. We will not lay down our arms. We will defend our state.
He added that there has been a lot of false information online that he'd called on the military to lay down arms and that he'd evacuated. He denied such claims. Ukraine's Interior Ministry says a high-rise apartment in Kiev was hit on Saturday. Local media say it was a Russian missile attack. The building is only about 5 kilometers from Independence Square in central Kiev. The densely populated area is home to schools and hotels. Media say injuries were reported. Ukrainian Foreign Minister Dmytro Kuleba posted a picture of the apartment on Twitter. He added a comment demanding that the world fully isolate Russia, expel its ambassadors, embargo its oil, and ruin its economy. He said, "Stop Russian war criminals." Local media report that 50 civilian facilities were attacked across the country on Saturday alone. In a briefing the same day, Russia's defense ministry disputed that civilian facilities were being targeted.
We should have Let me stress once again that only sites supporting the Ukrainian armed forces are being targeted without damage being done to residential sites and social infrastructure.
Ukraine's health minister said 198 Ukrainians have been killed as a result of Russian aggression, including 3 children. Civilians in
It's
and
a
around Kiev said
propaganda
the
war
bombing has been growing more intense
between
and they're
Russia and
fearful for
Ukraine.
their lives. NHK World spoke with one such couple.
We are worried for our independence, our country. We are afraid to die from Russian war.
Oleg and Ina Polishchuk live about 10 kilometers from the capital, Kiev. They say they chose to stay in the country because their parents who live in Kiev are old and are unable to travel. Oleg, who's 58 years old, says he's thinking about joining the Ukrainian military.
It's real war. We believe in Ukrainian people completely against this war. Ordinary people help Ukrainian army.
The elites are fighting the war in Russia and
The couple
Ukraine.
say they hope international cooperation will
War.
help stop the Russian invasion.
It's their war,
All people around the world
not the people's.
should know about this war and to be against it.
While Oleg and Ina have decided to stay in their hometown, more Ukrainians are fleeing the country as the Russian forces advance. On Saturday morning in the western city of Lviv, many families with suitcases were seen waiting for trains and buses to take them to Poland.
Must have been going to Poland.
I never thought this kind of thing would happen.
I should have the delayed
I hope my
comments
hometown
on
remains safe.
In the city centre, people were rushing to buy food at a market. A woman selling bread said the war has made people anxious and is causing them to buy more bread than usual. Protest rallies against Russia's invasion of Ukraine have been held around the world, including Japan.
Stop! War! Stop! War! Stop! War!
Hundreds of people, most of them Ukrainians living in Japan, gathered in front of Tokyo's Shibuya station. The participants sang Ukraine's national anthem and held up placards with anti-war messages.
We feel extremely worried for our families and friends. And we ask the world to support us. Don't let us die.
Elsewhere in Tokyo, more than 100 people, mainly Russians, gathered. Russia should not have invaded. I oppose the war.
We want to say it's not our war. We're against the war. I believe most Russians against the war.
yeah, so
Rallies were also held in Hiroshima and
the
Nagasaki
elites
after
war.
atomic bomb attacks at the end of World War II. In announcing the military operation earlier in the week, Russian President Putin stressed his country remains a strong nuclear power. One of the organizers of the Hiroshima protest said it was important that people in the atomic bomb city speak out. In Nagasaki, protesters offered silent prayers from 11:02 a.m., the exact moment the bomb exploded over the city. A protest message said the people of Nagasaki denounce Russia's attempt to try and intimidate other nations with the threat of nuclear weapons. The message went on to say that what happened in Hiroshima and Nagasaki must not be allowed to happen again.
I
The
just
crisis
want
has
to
also
make a
affected the
comment
world of sports,
about
and a number of competitions in
the-
Russia are being cancelled. Star
the
athletes
Russian
from both
war.
Russia and Ukraine have expressed their worries and called for
They
peace.
take the money
Russian ice
away
hockey great Alex Ovechkin said on Friday
from
he
the
doesn't
leaders
want to see any
of
Ukrainians
America
killed. Ovechkin is captain of the National Hockey League's
and
Washington
NATO
Capitals.
in Russia and Ukraine. There will be no war.
I hope soon it's going to be over and it's going to be peace over.
Ovechkin is one of the top goal scorers in league history. He's also known as a longtime supporter of Russian President Vladimir Putin. Asked if he still supports Putin, Ovechkin said, "Putin is my president." But he added that he's only an athlete, not a politician. The world's number 7 ranked tennis player Andrei Rublev also sent a message. After winning a semi-final match on Friday at the Dubai Championships, he wrote on a TV camera, "No war, please." He says nothing is as important as peace. Former Ukrainian superstar Andriy Shevchenko took to Instagram on Thursday. He said war is not an answer and called for support from the international community. He said Ukraine and its people just want peace and territorial integrity. A senior US defense official says Russia's advance on the capital Kiev has been slower than the Kremlin anticipated due to stiff
But
resistance. Pentagon
put the
analysis shows
YouTube
Russia continuing its three-pronged invasion, including
on.
the route from neighboring Belarus to
They
Kiev.
should
It's believed Moscow
have
wants to gain control of heavily
a
populated
monopoly
areas. Speaking
on
on
the
condition
Thai
of
news,
anonymity, the official told
like
reporters on
Thai
Friday
rock.
that none of the population centers have fallen and Ukraine's air defenses are still working, but the situation could change rapidly. Kurt Volker was in charge of Ukraine policy under the Trump administration. He says Ukraine's military is stronger than in 2014, when Russia annexed Crimea.
The Ukrainians have gone about building up a much more robust military force with outside assistance. They have better equipment and capabilities now than they had before.
But Volker points to Russia's overwhelming military superiority, as well as Ukraine's lack of air defenses, Coast Guard forces, and cyber attack response capabilities. The White House has announced that President Joe Biden has instructed his Secretary of State to release up to $350 million worth of military aid to Ukraine.
Oh, the
The
news
details of
in
the
the
aid package
Bangkok
have not been
Post.
disclosed. Earlier
It
on
is
Friday, Biden spoke with Zelensky by phone. He said he would
Thai
continue to
PBS
provide
World
economic,
2.
humanitarian, and security support. US State
The body
Department
of
spokesman
Thai
Samantha Power
actress
stressed that Russia
recovered
will
from
continue
river
to
police
directly
killed
its defenses.
charging the helmsman.
Commend the Ukrainian people for showing strength and determination in response to an unprovoked attack by the Kremlin.
Price said Moscow has been spreading
Oh,
lies about
it's
the White
on
House surrender of Ukrainian
Thai
troops.
Tiger
He
News.
described this as a Kremlin attempt to weaken the resolve of Ukraine's military in
I will
Ukraine.
read it
And those are
to
the main
you.
stories for this hour.
A Thai actress who goes by the name Takamo Watermelon fell from a speedboat into the Chapara River near Rama 8 Bridge last night. Authorities are still searching for her body, but as a note, they found her body. The speedboat had
That's all for
5
this edition of
others
NHK News
who
Now.
were
I'm
traveling
Kathleen
with her.
Sedgwick. Thanks
She
very much for
fell
joining
in
us.
around 10 p.m. on Nonthaburi Muang district, just north of Bangkok. And that was Tiger, Tiger News is they don't work on the weekend, but Monday you will see every story about uh, the actress dying.
It's also home to a UNESCO World Heritage recognized site. Traditional Gassho-zukuri houses like these are designed to withstand heavy snowfall.
Yeah, she was traveling from Bangkok Krongthong Bridge to Rama 8 Bridge. Rescue operations have been underway since last night, which continued this morning. It's unknown how the model got herself in the river. Authorities say the people she came with attempted to look for her after she fell into the river, but were unable to locate her and phoned the police. Her mom told reporters that she had been a great swimmer since a young age, and her brother said he'd like to speak with those on the boat to learn more about what happened. Well, It's forms goosebumps because last month they reported a similar scenario happened when a Thai model, an unidentified woman, found dead in Bangkok Chopra River. I remember that. And you can keep up with it on Bangkok Post, Thai PBS World, and Tiger News.
The idea that a lack of skilled carpenters puts traditional wooden construction off limits demonstrates society's over-reliance on the skilled individuals. To overcome it, we need a paradigm shift in which human capabilities are augmented by technology.
That was the concept behind this project. All wooden elements were machined using digital technology to create an easily assembled kit.
Would you like to?
Yes.
One carpenter who took part in the final construction was Hayashi Etsuya. With only one active carpenter resident in this area, Hayashi and a group of colleagues made a 5-hour journey from Okayama Prefecture.
A Thai actress
There are fewer and
dead.
fewer carpenter first.
She fell in the Chopra River.
I think the main
Who
reason
is
is that people don't
Thai
have
actress?
sufficient time to do the work. The full process of chopping down trees in the hills, building the walls, lobbing them, it takes about 2 years to build a house. Take this joint here, for example. That holds everything tightly together. It's a very old technique.
Joints like this are a vital aspect of Gassho-Zukuri construction, where they hold multiple elements together. This building alone uses over 1,000 such joints. These too were created using digital techniques. And while a traditional thatch roof in Gassho-Zukuri home can take about 20 years, from preparing the wooden elements to completion, this project took only 6 months.
All the wooden elements are cut by machine, which lets us create complex structures that were previously beyond us. These are traditional structures and methods, but thanks to modern technology, we can still create buildings like this.
And Akiyoshi's design added another modern twist with multiple hatches for ventilation and temperature control.
Traditional Gassho-Zukuri homes can be dark and chilly. In response to that, I decided we needed to add a modern twist that can be used to let more air or sunlight in.
Ancient meets modern. Akiyoshi's design combines the best of traditional and cutting-edge techniques. And construction techniques aren't the only area in which Akiyoshi is leveraging digital technology. Tokai is blessed with abundant nature, but in recent years, rural depopulation has seen the community shrink to a mere 500. And while some visitors do come from neighboring prefectures to fish and forage in the mountains, until recently there was nowhere for them to stay. Local resident Ulida Akimi spent years pondering an appropriate solution. The local population is steadily declining, and we don't really have any tourist facilities to speak of. I always thought visitors would be happy if we had decent accommodation where they could stay overnight. Akiyoshi proposed his modern Gassho-Zukuri building as a permanent accommodation facility for the community. Here's how he explains the concept.
I thought it would be great to have somewhere for occasional visitors to stay.
was partly crowdfunding, raising donations of over 10 million yen from 245 people.
Maintain
Privileges for the top contributors. By providing a kind of
I'll
second
put
home
her
for regular visitors,
name
Akiyoshi
down
Center was to promote the
in
locals'
translation
relations with the area.
down below.
The facility is managed by Ueda, who also provides tenants with tasty meals made from local produce. It's always great to receive compliments on the meals we've provided. It's this building that's made all this possible. I don't know where we'd be without it.
I realized that local histories aren't shaped only by local residents. Interactions with outsiders bring new ideas that continually update the local culture. And to me, history is all about that kind of ongoing story.
And Akiyoshi's novel approach to community building through architecture is garnering plenty of attention, even winning an award for up-and-coming young architects. Kamakura, Kanagawa Prefecture.
I put the information. Like I said, you can go to Bangkok Post. Tiger News is not updated because they don't work on the weekend.
And visitors start to gather this
And this happened late Friday night at Thai time,
It's a fab lab.
around 10 p.m. Thai time.
Inside are a range of fabrication devices, including this 3D printer. And this laser cutter.
The
I laser cut this New Year's
I give the
People
plug
want to make shelves
to
and stools. It's a place
Pete.
we realize all
He's
kinds of
one that published the story on Thai News
Today, Akiyoshi also
by
arrives
Pete.
for a long overdue return visit. How long's it been?
Probably about 5 or 6 years.
1357. That's 157.
The year of the Great East Japan earthquake and tsunami, which left over 15,000 people dead and destroyed or seriously damaged
Published
hundreds
Friday,
of
February
thousands of
25th,
I've never felt so
22,
utterly helpless.
2022 at 1357 hours in the afternoon.
Akiyoshi felt that architects' contribution to the recovery was lacking.
She was
I realized
the Thai
that
actress
just studying
Nida
architecture didn't
Tangmo
equip us with the capacity
Pachupong
to
is
provide
missing
direct,
since
immediate
Thursday.
assistance
Oh,
at times like this.
since Thursday. So it's been
I realized
over
that instead of just
4
drawing
days.
up blueprints and proposals,
4 days.
I wanted to be able to turn up
Apologize.
ready-made
I thought it
solutions for those affected.
missing Friday night.
That's when he discovered the Fab Lab in Kamakura.
I will put her.
To have a local workshop like this, where people regardless of age or gender can come to focus on making and share techniques. I felt that coming together like that to address issues that you or your community may be facing was very significant for the future of architecture and urban development as a whole.
With the aim of opening up such creative pursuits to anyone, regardless of specialist knowledge, he went on to grad school to learn more about digital fabrication technology. Then, in 2017, he founded his own company. The initial focus was on sales and maintenance of this digital timber machining device.
In the US, there's a real DIY culture. People might have one of these in their garage and use it to cut timber they've bought at the DIY center. That's what it's designed for. But we use it on construction elements, or for making furniture, as well as for shaping raw materials.
The US-made machines make light work with complex curves and shapes. They're currently
the accommodation in Toyama were also prepared using a locally installed device. Akiyoshi has also developed an online platform that covers everything from inputting designs to requesting estimates to placing wood machining orders. Completed components are sent directly to the user for assembly, allowing anyone to get involved in making things from the comfort of their home. User Shimada Daisuke placed a order via the online app. Transported to this rooftop terrace, the completed parts look rather intimidating. But they still take a team of two only 15 minutes to put together. What is it though?
It's a portable sauna room, and it's made of hinoki cypress, so it smells nice too.
Shimada runs a sauna business and plans to use this portable booth for events and so on.
It's not just a case of build it and it's done. Assembling these products is part of the fun. And the great thing is that they're easy to put together.
Yeah.
Even for little kids or complete
Uh,
boxes.
I'm guilty of
June,
the cross-cultural miscommunications too. It's a total struggle. I've been struggling with it for 40 years. It's a ongoing struggle
Portugal actually has a strong heritage. of
communicate
forestry.
in multiple
But
languages.
walking around the town, there's little visible evidence of that. I want to preserve that heritage by pursuing activities that'll get the younger generation interested in woodworking.
For generations, wood was central to Noshido's growth as a town. But recent decline in the forestry and timber industries has drained the community of its former vitality. Minato's plan is to bring some of that energy back by creating a place for locals to get involved in making things, combined with a children's activity space.
It's probably a case of education. Being a carpenter is a fine thing for kids to aspire to, but there's no chance to encounter those ideas for themselves, so we need to expand these opportunities. This town has declined a lot in the last 20 years, but to me that just shows the scope for revival over the next 20 years.
And Noshido isn't the only area suffering from a decline in the forestry
Hoping
and timber industries.
Tiger News, just in case they had
These
an
days,
update.
half of Japanese homes are built using cheaper imported timber, and felling and transport costs make domestic wood an unattractive option. As a result,
Oh, they have it 6 hours ago.
decline nationwide.
An update.
To try and reverse this trend, Akiyoshi launched a new home building project in Akita Prefecture. The initiative handles everything from felling to processing to assembly within the boundaries of the prefecture. And he hopes Minako might come on board for the machining stage.
Let me see if I give it a 6 hour update. And this one by Tara Abu Sakun.
And from our point of view, if
There's
that
her
creates more
article.
work, it's a chance to bring in extra staff. And we want you to get your money's worth. Absolutely.
Gojo-e, also in central Akita, is another key location for Akiyoshi's initiative. The aim is to build a modern home inspired by traditional local
110.
farmhouses. This type of structure is a common sight along the frozen Sea of Japan coastline. A workshop, stable, and all the other rooms needed to to sit out long winters indoors are enclosed under one massive roof, supported by multiple pillars. Akiyoshi's plan is to leverage digital fabrication technology to create a modern-day update.
It went to Thammasat University for the autopsy
The idea is to
hospital
incorporate all sorts of private and shared
to
spaces
determine the
under a
cause
single
of
roof.
death.
And because of the location, the roof has to let snow slide off and gather safely below. So that's what I'm modeling at the moment.
The project has brought new members on board.
I've invited Suto-san along as a carpenter.
Akiyoshi quickly gets down to familiarizing local carpenter Suko Kazuhiko with the construction methods used in the project.
She starred in
It's
almost
designed as a
was
large
37
structure
years old
that can
and
stand up to
had
local
starred in
winds.
many Thai soap operas. She had an adopted daughter.
Next, they head along a series of dirt roads to the scheduled construction site.
The Bangkok Post reported this morning that Tang Mo was found dead.
It might be a
The
bit
driver of the speedboat she
we
fell
want to
from
try and firm up
would
the
be
layout
charged
by
with
the end of next month.
negligence causing death. The driver's full
But
name
the
is
house
unknown
should be in shape
right
for
now,
tomorrow.
and he is only identified as Mr.
In
Poor,
Japan, we usually
as
just
an
use
unnamed
wall
source
frame
told the
or
Bangkok
post and
Post.
beam
Mr. Poor
construction techniques.
contacted
So this is something
investigators
new.
and agreed to be questioned
I'm
and
really
answer
excited to
to
give it a
any
try.
charges. Now,
And the
that's the
project is
update.
also trialing a new system where handlers can get involved in the entire process from design to construction.
I think there's great social value in giving everyone that experience of creating something
My
together.
condolences to
It's good for society and
her
develops
and
my
all of
business.
her family and
So
friends.
that's what I'm aiming for. Hi. Sorry we're late.
The project team assembles at this 140-year-old farmhouse. This buyer, Yoshida Shunsuke, moved to Bojome in 2014. He sees the project as a chance to build a new local community.
It's an inescapable truth that homes are the fundamental basis of any community. The aim is to create a new housing concept based on a cycle
I
using
should be
local
playing in the
locally produced energy.
background.
Then there are different stages of engagement, from permanent residents to second homeowners and regular visitors. And if we can create a model, I think it might be able to spread to other areas too.
Team member Sapo Tomoaki's family have been making wooden items locally for 3 generations.
There used to be over 40 sawmills around here, but
Just a
now
second,
that's
I'm
down
gonna
to
check out
3 or
the
4. It's difficult to know how to
Tiger
address that,
News
but I can
app.
really feel the potential in establishing new local cycles.
If it goes well, working together on a project like this can be a big plus for all of us.
This weekend has been a great chance for the team to meet each other. August 2021. And at Akiyoshi's workshop, preparations for construction in Akita are well underway. Pre-prepared elements including pillars and beams are assembled into Akiyoshi's aim is to replicate the large roof of a traditional Akita farmhouse, but without the multiple interior pillars.
How about if we put the whole roof together and then just plonk it on top? Just lower it on pre-assembled. The design and machining are done, so now we're planning construction approaches.
All today's findings are logged and quickly refined through implementation. This quick-fire approach is a hallmark of Akiyoshi's firm.
Everything is based on maximum safety and structural inspection. But we press on as quickly as possible. And everything from planning to machining to construction to budgeting is conducted simultaneously.
We join Akiyoshi on a return to his old university.
Hey, how are you?
He drops by the lab of his former supervisor, Professor Tanaka Hiroto. The lab has various equipment, including this large-scale 3D printer. Akiyoshi hopes to use this for a modern-day update on a traditional thatched roof.
The thing about thatched roofs is that they're nice and thick, which provides insulation. But these days, their upkeep is a problem. Rethatching is very expensive. Of course, thatch is made from bundles of straw. But I wonder if we couldn't use that concept with a 3D printer to create porous roofing blocks that would keep heat in and allow moisture to drain away, but with a new level of durability.
It's rare to see someone who's always moving on to the next idea like that. About using modern techniques to create something for future generations. Of course, we'll help as much as we can.
November 2021, in snow-covered Hokkaido. We visit a completed prototype for the Akita housing project. The whole process from design to construction took just 6 months.
In construction, it usually takes a year or two to complete a given project. Being able to do that in just 6 months lets us move on to the next client. And show houses like this are important too.
A tip-stepped roof lets snow partially accumulate for easier clearance. The design leverages time-tested know-how from snowy regions to avoid blocking entrances and exits. Meanwhile, inside there isn't a single pillar to be seen. Support for the gigantic roof is all provided by features built into the roof and walls, allowing for much more flexible planning of interior units. It's just the latest example of Akiyoshi providing modern-day update of traditional construction ideas. Some visitors show up for
You
a
have
view.
to go to online US orderprincess.us
These
to make that phone.
brothers have come all
We
the way
don't
from
fix that
Kagawa
for
Prefecture in southwest Japan.
Thank you. Bye.
These days,
Good morning.
How are you?
Fine, thank you.
wages are lower than the sea. Housing is still expensive. So even if they want to buy or build a home, it's tough. If a new approach like this can reduce those costs, that'd be a great solution to enrich everybody's lifestyles. We'd like to work together.
This couple, meanwhile, are having a home built in Shizuoka Prefecture. The site is on the side of a mountain.
We went to a local builder and they said they didn't even want to clear the trees. Like we were crazy for even trying to build there.
But Akiyoshi's team quickly got down to a survey of the landscape using a 3D scanner.
I think Akiyoshi is the only person that would take on such a project.
All over Japan, Akiyoshi Koki is working on projects tailored to the requirements of clients and local communities. And April
นักแสดงเสียชีวิต
2022 the start of
หลัง
construction
พลัดตกเรือกลางแม่น้ำเจ้าพระยา
the sites
วัน
of
นี้
this one.
26 กุมภาพันธ์ 2565 นับเป็นความสูญเสียของวงการบันเทิงอีกครั้ง กรณีนักแสดงชื่อดัง นางสาวนิดา พัชรวีรพงษ์ แตงโมพลัดตกเรือกลางแม่น้ำเจ้าพระยาในพื้นที่ จังหวัดนนทบุรี เมื่อกลางดึกวันที่ 24 กุมภาพันธ์ 2565 โดยเจ้าหน้าที่กู้ภัยระดมกำลังค้นหานักแสดงสาวต่อเนื่อง จนล่าสุดพบร่างของแตงโมแล้วเหตุการณ์ดังกล่าวสร้างความสะเทือนใจเป็นอย่างมาก เพราะแตงโมเป็นที่รักของเพื่อนๆในวงการบันเทิง ซีศิวัฒน์ โชติชัยชรินทร์ พระเอกหนุ่มและพิธีกร ซึ่งเคยร่วมงานละครกับแตงโมหลายเรื่อง โพสต์ข้อความสุดท้ายปาฏิหาริย์ก็ไม่มีจริง แม้รู้ว่าอะไรจะเกิดมันก็ต้องเกิดแต่มันเร็วเกินไป โหดร้ายเกินไปกับผู้หญิงที่ชีวิตกำลังจะดีสองวันนี้นอนไม่ค่อยหลับได้แต่ถามว่ามันจริงไหม เราเพิ่งเจอกันเพิ่งจะกอดกันแต่ธรรมชาติของโลกนี้ก็พาเธอไป วันนี้เสียใจเหลือเกินแต่ก็คงต้องยอมรับมัน ขอให้โมไปอยู่กับพระเจ้าที่โมรักไปอยู่กับพ่อโส ชีวิตนี้ทำเพื่อคนอื่นมามากแล้ว ขอให้ชีวิตในสวรรค์มีแต่ความสุขหมดทุกแล้วนะโม รักและคิดถึงโมเสมอ กัญชัยกำเนิดพลอยพิธีกรชื่อดัง โพสต์ภาพคู่กับแตงโมพร้อมเขียนข้อความว่าสู่ภพภูมิที่ดีนะโมพี่เชื่อว่าโมได้พบกับคุณพ่อแล้วเปิ้ลนาครศิลาชัย หนึ่งในทีมที่เคยไปช่วยค้นหาแตงโมโพสต์ภาพข้อความว่าเจอโมแล้ว ขอให้วิญญาณน้องโมสู่สุขติครับชนกลือวิเศษภัยบูลย์นักแสดงพี่สาวที่รักของพวกเราพี่หวังดีกับทุกคน เป็นความสุขเป็นเสียงหัวเราะของทุกคนที่ได้พบเจอเสมอ ดีใจที่ชีวิตนี้ได้เจอการพักผ่อนให้สบายนะคะ เขตฐานทัพ นักแสดงที่เคยร่วมงานกับแตงโมโพสต์ภาพคู่พร้อมข้อความโมยังคงสวยงามในใจพี่เสมอ ขอให้น้องเดินทางสู่ภพภูมิที่ดีนะครับ แทนพารัญยู โรจนวุฒิธรรมนักแสดง โพสต์ข้อความหลับให้สบายนะเพื่อนกลับบ้านได้แล้วเพื่อนจะได้ไม่หนาวนะ แตงโมนิดาก่อนก้าวสู่เส้นทางบันเทิง แตงโม เคยใช้ชื่อในวงการที่คนส่วนใหญ่คุ้นเคยกันนี้ว่าแตงโมพัทธิดา ก่อนจะเปลี่ยนไปเป็นแตงโมนิดา โดยเธอเข้าวงการบันเทิงตั้งแต่ยังเรียนอยู่ชั้นมัธยมศึกษาปีที่ 1 ผ่านแมวมองชักชวนไปทดสอบหน้ากล้อง และได้ถ่ายโฆษณาชิ้นแรกในปี 2545 ตามด้วยการเข้าประกวดมิสทีนไทยแลนด์ ปี 2002 ได้ตำแหน่งรองชนะเลิศอันดับที่ 4 มาครอง ด้านงานละครปริศนาเป็นละครเรื่องแรกในบทบาทเพื่อนของนางเอก ตามมาด้วยละครเพลงอย่างเบญจา คีตา ความรัก คุณไอรัก รุ้งเคียงดาว กาสา นาคาเปรี้ยวตลาด8 มุม เจดเกษรตีและอื่นๆ รวม 25 เรื่องกับทางต้นสังกัดช่อง 7 ต่อมา ปี 2557 แตงโมตัดสินใจออกมาเป็นนักแสดงอิสระ และมีผลงานให้ได้ชมกันหลายเรื่อง เช่นทรายย้อมสี คุณหญิงนอกทำเนียบ ส่วนชีวิตส่วนตัวตอนอายุ 23 ปี แตงโมประสบอุบัติเหตุทางรถยนต์ เพราะเกิดหลับในระหว่างขับรถกลับบ้านหลังจากถ่ายละครเสร็จ ทำให้ได้รับบาดเจ็บสาหัส ใบหน้าถลายครูดไปกับถนนจนต้องเย็บบริเวณใบหน้ามากถึง 140 เข็ม หลังจากนั้นยังเผชิญกระแสข่าวโรคซึมเศร้า พยายามทำร้ายตัวเองหลังอย่าขาดจากอดีตสามีก่อนจะมาถึงเหตุการณ์พลัดตกเรือกลางแม่น้ำเจ้าพระยาเสียชีวิตในวัย 38 ปี ข่าวที่เกี่ยวข้อง พบแล้วร่างแตงโมกลางแม่น้ำเจ้าพระยา ไทม์ไลน์แตงโมสูญหาย 40 ชั่วโมง เร่งค้นหาแตงโมพลัดตกสปีดโบ๊ทกลางแม่น้ำเจ้าพระยา ย้อนมาสู่ชีวิตแตงโมนิดา โซเชียลเพื่อนวงการบันเทิงส่งกำลังใจแตงโมพลัดตกเจ้าพระยา
一般の人たちを募集して参加しました。家族をテーマに募集して、親友もそうやし、彼女とかもそうやし、ペットもそうやし、そういうので、私の家族はこの人ですって言って、一緒にその人たちを撮る。みんながモデル
PBS.
今日もう終了ですか？
はい、もうお迎えがやばいです。5時には長男がもう学童から戻ってくるんです。てか今日金曜だから今日は飲みます。音楽はとっても大事にしてて、ほんとよくやってるねあなたって自分で褒めてあげたくなるぐらい月曜日から木曜日はちゃんとやるんですけど、金曜の夕方からはもうダメ人間みたいな感じで過ごす。母です。ゼロが出たら大阪からやってきました。コロナになってずっと会えてなかった母が1年半ぶりぐらいに泊まりに来てくれてて、お母さんがいるのでご飯に来ています。最高。
Sounds getting better.
お母さんも休んでるのも見たことないぐらい今日働いてたけど、
I had to buy some
全部お母さんやってたし、
shades.
今だってなんか来てもらっても全然孫に会えるから嬉しいって言ってくれるから、人のために何かできる人。1年8ヶ月してからワークで散歩させられるから嬉しいやろ。ユウも平日はやってんねん。ちゃうやってるやろ。でもお母さんしたらもういいかなって思うねんけど、ユウはもうだって絶対分も大きなったらそんなしたくないねんけど、家庭があってるんで、そうそういう中でそれはせえへんと思う。でもどうだったらなんでかわいそうよ。嫁もかわいそうやらされたら、女は家庭で男は外って思ってんだよ。もうそんな考え捨ててくださいって言われるから。そういう。だからユウはさ、めっちゃ私水入れてって言われたらめっちゃ怒るよ。自分で入れやとかって言うよね。塩はすぐ入れてあげる。甘やかしてるから。お母さんの同じ入れてあげたら。だろ知ってる。お好きなことをするようにされてました。愛情だけは。愛情はいくらでもあった。でも手に入れたいものは自分で手に入れるからなんかさ。言うのいいけど誰が払うのって言われて、払ってくれへんねやと思って、で、学費が安い夜間部にして。でも結果良かったけど、夜間部の方が昼間やったらカメラマンになってへんかもしれん。だって夜は働いて、昼は働いて、夜は働いて。感謝して。ありがとう。こんなになるとは思わなかった。思うものがないし。よかったね。喜んでる。お父さんが。優しいお父さんやったら。なんかいつもご飯食べれてるのかとか言って、とか、いつでも帰ってこいよとか言って、何年経ってる。もう十分稼いでんねんけどって感じだったけど、いつも言ってくれてた。今日孫がすごい可愛かったし。感謝したい。一人が産んでくれたよ。一人を見せてくれた。これから先、誰かが死ぬのを常に見ていかんといかんねや、生きてるとって思って、それってめちゃくちゃ辛いだけやんって思って、なんか写真ですごくなりたいとか、そういうの何にも意味がねえのってすごい考えちゃいましたね、あの後は。なんか家を建 る人になりたいってそのぐらいから思い始めたのかも。お父さんの家はいとこの結婚式の時に撮ったやつ。一緒にやからな。
自然でね。
まあ、家を撮れるカメラマンって、でもこの人やから撮ってほしいって思ってもらえるのがいいかなと思って、キャリアをそのために雑誌とか広告で積んで、気持ちがあったかくなるような写真を撮れたらいいなって思います。自分がどんなに辛い時でもやっぱり根底に私は大丈夫っていう自信がずっとあって、絶対幸せになれるというなんか謎の自信はお父さんとお母さんがずっと愛して支えてくれたから培われたものっていうのがすごい感じるから、産んでくれてありがとうっていうのはすごい言いたいです。ファミリーは私を作ったもので、これからも作っていくものですかね。
是成长以后，
エリちゃんは雑誌の弟子で今まで3年ぐらい一緒にやってきて、もうすぐ卒業します。寂しいです。行ってほしくないと思うけど、もう早く行ってくれっていう気持ちがあるから、せめぎ合いですね。すごい愛の深い人だなって撮影してても、被写体の人との関わり方とか、コミュニケーションの中で、その人のことを知りたいって思ってたりとか、そこに生まれるものをすごい大事にしてるなっていうのを感じるので、人取るときに一言も喋らなかったから、それが不安すぎて私。何あれ私がだったか恥ずかしかった。でも普通の時はなんか友達と喋ってた。人になったら急に喋らんから。けどもうなるようになるかなってここまで来たら。ぜひ。なんかもう人柄知ってるから楽しくやれたら絶対いいカメラマンになる。私の仕事も残しといてねっていう気持ち。私もただシャッターを切るだけじゃなくて、撮ってる時間に生まれるものっていうのを大事にしながら撮れるカメラマンになりたいなって思います。この日はフリーマーケットをしたんですけど、服の廃棄ってすごい世界中めちゃくちゃ問題になってるじゃないですか。根本的に人を救うことってできないから、昔はなんか偽善とかってなんか思ってたけど、そういう気持ちがなくなってきたかも。0か100かじゃなくて、できることをできる人ができるときにちょっとずつでもやったら、やらないより絶対に良くないっていう、偽善でいいやんみたいな感じでできるようになったかも。お子さん2人で保護犬最近飼って、すごいなんか等身大なこともなんか発信してくれて、リアルを知れるので、すごい人間性が好きで、いつもチェックしてます。なんかもうすごいパジャマとかインスタめっちゃダサい格好してもらったりとかしてあげたりとかして、子育てのやつとかは結構アカウントとかにアップして、ハッピーニュースとかをシェアして、村上さんもこんな感じなんやとか思ってほしいなって思う
It's the top of the hour, 10 o'clock. Usually that's when I go live. But as I stated earlier, we got a very busy day at the clinic. There doesn't seem to be anything on YouTube. So we're gonna cut it off early, about 1:15. Those updating the comments. Like I said, they're on slow mode. Thank you for watching Rajabhat Research channel and the Jeng-Chyang channel. We will be here at between 9 and 10 next week for our weekly broadcast. Thank you very much for watching. Bye.